You got a tattoo? Then you gotta have a story. Coming up is Danielle the Ink Collector and the Ink Master participant.
This is Kahuna here, and I am in the Inland Empire in Fontana. I've got Danielle McKnight, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about, number one, the ink she's got, because it's pretty damn cool. We're going to talk about the fact that she's a tattoo artist, and she's done some amazing work, and we want to make sure that we get a feel for what she's doing and how she's doing it. So, from her shop in Fontana, let's talk a little bit about it on Tat-Stories, if you don't mind. Danielle, a couple of questions for you. First question, you've got Thoreau on your wrist. Thoreau, I mean, we're talking Thoreau, writer, folks. Thoreau, classics. Why?
I was such a nerd growing up. Like, I've always loved learning. I've always loved, self-teaching and everything like that. And I was super into philosophy growing up. And then college, I took like so many unnecessary philosophy classes just because I could. And the quote from him is, go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life that you imagined. And it resonated with me because when I said that I wanted to be a tattoo artist, everyone thought I was crazy. Like, oh, that's not a real job. You're going to be a starving artist. Like, you need to go to college and get a real job. And, when you go into a profession like this, people are going to tell you that you're not going to make it or that being an artist isn't an actual career. It's not a real job. And I put that on my wrist because I looked at it every day and I said, I'm going to go confidently in the direction of my dreams and I'm going to live the life that I've imagined. And 12 years later, I'm doing exactly that. So it was always just a reminder to me to just keep going and keep doing what you're doing and just, persevere and you're going to get to where you want to be. So
that's Reminder Ink, and that's a really cool Reminder Ink. Now tell me a little bit about what you've got on this sleeve, because it's amazing. It's got some great color and it's got some great shape to it.
I really wanted what I thought back then was neo-traditional. Neo-traditional has completely changed. But some stuff I got because I thought it was cute. And then some stuff actually has a meaning, like the no regrets, like self-explanatory. This little bird here, I thought it was cute, so I got it. And then here on the back, it's a skull with a razor blade over its mouth and then roses with razor blades. And the banner says, "Your love is a razor blade kiss," which is a hymn song, if anybody knows the band Hymn.
Him, the band, folks, the band.
I loved that album so much when I think I was like a junior or senior in high school. And I kind of just wanted to make a tribute to that. On the skull's head is the very first shop I ever worked at where I did my apprenticeship, and it's the ink shop. And up here is a female tattoo lady to, represent. And then it's like a little Day of the Dead skull, some little dice with my lucky number 7 on it, another razor blade, and then, some traditional cherries. And then on the back is for my mom. It's like a heart bowling ball with bowling pins because I come from a bowling family.
Bowler, folks, we like that.
Too.
So now you've got some very interesting things on your left arm, but it's like half done. So what's going on there?
This one is I forgot the artist's name, but it's pretty much a picture of a woman, and she has string coming out of her mouth. And it pretty much represents the fact that sometimes artists have a hard time conveying things with words, so we do it through our artwork, and we do it through visualization. And then I have a zombie nurse on the other side. I want to finish my arm, but I'm literally so busy tattooing everybody else that I can't set aside time to get tattooed myself. So in the next year, I'm going to make a point to try to finish that up. So.
Okay, so she's going to get more ink in the next year, and that means the zombie nurse is going to get some company, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, now, you're a tattoo artist.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about, from an experience standpoint, what that's like. Is it all that you thought it would be?
I think it is and more, honestly. I really don't know what I thought it was going to be when I started out because I was so concerned with failing because it was something that no one, when you grow up, no one teaches you to be an artist. People teach you to be a doctor or a nurse or, a lawyer or, things that are highly successful careers. But being an artist is never seen as a legitimate career. So when you go into something like that, you don't know. It's like, you're just kind of throwing yourself into the ether essentially and just hoping that it pans out and hoping that it works. And I don't really know what the, grand picture that I thought it was going to be. And I think that 12 years later, being to the point I am now, that I really I'm like, oh my God, this is what it is, and it's so much more. You know what I mean? So it's everything I imagined plus some.
Well, I gotta say, you had mentioned it, and I just want to ask, you're a black woman in the tattoo business. Tell the folks a little bit about what that's like and what you encountered there.
Oh my goodness, I wish we had more time for when I first went into this career field, there was no black women, or women of color that were really doing this, but just the black community in general. When you see black folks who are tattooing, it's like, oh, my homie tattoos out of his garage, or my homie tattoos at his house. You didn't see black people in professional tattoo shops. And going into that, I had to work 10 times harder, not only as a woman, but as a black woman. I had to work 10 to 20 times harder than everybody else because it is a male-dominated industry, and it always has been. And it's a white male-dominated industry. You know what I mean? So it's like to kind of break into that and to like kind of break the mold was hard, but I'm glad I did it. You know what I mean? I didn't come across my first professional female black tattoo artist besides myself until I went on Ink Master, and that was like 3 years ago. And it was two of us on the show, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was mind-blowing. It still is mind-blowing because you still don't see us represented in the tattoo community as far as artists go. So I think that it's amazing that there are more black female tattoo artists on the rise who are getting recognition and who are being put out there and, just being recognized and being a part of the community. And I love the tattoo community because as people, we are just generally very accepting people, no matter who you are, race, gender, sexuality, whatever. The tattoo community, because we've been ostracized. Sure. You know what I mean? Like we look crazy, or people call us freaks, or people think that we're, weird, and we're kind of like the delinquents of society. So we've come together to build our own community to accept people, to be welcoming, to be like, hey, come over here, we'll take care of you. You know what I mean? So the tattoo community, even now with, the Black Lives Matter movement, the tattoo community as a whole has just come together so beautifully to say, hey, like, there's a problem and we have to do something about it. And, these people's lives matter, and it's such a beautiful community. Like, it's just such a diverse community and such a welcoming community. And I love being a part of that. I love it. And it's like, I love how it's becoming more mainstream to get tattoos and to be a part of our community and be a part of our little family, essentially. You know what I mean? It's an outlet for people.
That's exactly what we're trying to do on Tat-Stories. We're creating an online community where people can be safe and tell their stories. And now let me ask you this. You mentioned Ink Master. Yes. Tell me a little bit about that experience. That had to be scary as hell.
Oh, so scary. I didn't even want to do it at first.
Oh, no.
I didn't want to do it because I was just like, what? Like, why are they contacting me? Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, you know what I mean? So it was, I flew across the country. I didn't know anybody. I'm with a bunch of people I don't know in a state that I've never been to. Pretty much putting myself out there to be criticized by the entire world. So it's definitely scary. It's a scary, scary, scary experience. But I'm glad that I did it because I learned a lot, not only about myself, but about my craft. And it was a good experience overall. I did it twice, and I met some amazing people. I met people that I'm still friends with to this day, that are a part of my life that I appreciate so much. And it was a good experience, and I'm glad that I actually took the leap and did it, because if it wasn't for my family and my friends telling me, you have to do it, why would you not do it, I literally would be like, nope, not doing that.
Well, and think about that, folks. You literally are putting your art out there for everybody to see and judge. And that has to be one of the scariest things somebody can do. The good news is you did it, you sailed through, you've got your own shop. Tell the folks a little bit about your shop. I want them to hear about it in your own words, what you're trying to do here. Because you know what, folks? If you're around Fontana, you got to come see this gal.
Thank you. My friend Ivan actually owns the shop. Well, backtrack. My friend John owned the shop for years, and then he ended up moving with his family to Texas, so he turned it over to Ivan, who owns the shop now. We have a few artists here, and it's literally like family to me here. I don't feel like I come to work. I don't feel like I come to a job. I feel like I come to my second home to provide artwork for people, to provide an outlet for people. Like, I have so many of my clients that tell me, like, oh my God, I feel like it's therapy when I come get tattooed. You know, it's awesome, because a lot of people do see getting tattooed as a therapy and as an outlet and as a time to just kind of relax and put something on your body that's not only going to last a lifetime, but means so much to some people. And, a lot of tattoo shops are intimidating to a lot of people, because, like, oh my God, like, there's all these scary looking guys there or whatever. And here, it's not like that. I've had people like, oh my God, your shop's so relaxed, everybody's so nice. Like, we all talk to each other's clients. You know what I mean? It's not just like I'm over here in my station and I'm just kind of like, hunkered down and no one's talking to each other. Like, the other guys will come up and be like, hey, what are you guys working on? Hey, how are you doing today? And, the same with me. I'll talk to them and their clients while they're working. And it's just, we just want to make everybody feel welcome and feel comfortable, because it is a scary situation sometimes. You know what I mean? And I just love the environment here, because it's literally like a family to me. I love it. Like, everybody's like so amazing, and that's hard to find a lot of times. If you ask tattoo artists, it's like they'll go to a shop and they feel like they're just there to work.
Okay,
they
so
might.
Now you can tell the folks, what's the name?
It's called TIFO Tattoo, TIFO Tattoo, and it's in Fontana.
So now you know, folks, TIFO Tattoo. You got to come down here. You got to see Danielle. You got to see all the other folks. We want to thank you so much for your time. One last question for you. You said, yeah, you're going to be getting some more ink. What are you going to get and where?
Ooh, I want to work on the upper part of my arm, because it's not finished. I want to get something witchy, like a little witch chick. I'm on like this spiritual journey that's like super amazing right now, and I've just learned a lot about myself and my life in quarantine. Because what better to do in quarantine than learn? So I kind of want to document that part of my life and that journey. So hopefully in the next year, I'm going to give myself, I can start getting back to being a tattoo collector and not just a tattoo artist. So
You heard that, folks. We want her to become a collector, because when she gets some more ink, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that too, because we know it's going to have a connection to her life in some way. With that said, Danielle, I want to thank you so much. This is the Kahuna. We are in Fontana, and we are out.